Welcome to this very first Preeminence Posse Powwow. Who the heck am I? Who the heck are we? I am Jenni P, founder of the House of Preeminence, a female, feminine success magazine that is taking the world by storm. It has been called the new O magazine. It's been called the Vogue of feminine high performance. Who's it for? It's for women, feisty change makers, pioneers, rebels, anybody who wants to change their life, up-level their life, change the world, make the world a better place, and make themselves abundant and gorgeous. That's who we are. That's what the House of Preeminence does. And we are starting a series of Preeminence Powwows, short, powwow, punchy, preeminent conversations with my contributors to talk about the things that matter the most in the world right now and the things that matter to you. And it is my absolute pleasure today to kick this off with one of my preeminent posse, one of the pillars of my preeminent posse, who's been with me right from the onset 2 years ago. And she is an incredible example of preeminence. She is also an incredible example of what we're going to be talking about today. Today's topic is above and beyond. What does it take to transcend the status quo, whether it's your own status quo, the world's status quo? What does it take to transcend it? So welcome, my gorgeous Dawn Bates.
Good morning, Jenni. How are you? Very bright and bubbly as usual.
I hope so. We're talking about things that we're passionate about. So,
well, if we're not bright and bubbly about those, then what on earth are we doing in the world?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you and I share an enormous passion, an enormous drive for kicking our own butts into change and rising above our own BS. And here's the thing, the world of transformation, the world of personal development, who called it personal development? Like, we don't even hear that term anymore. It's about flow genomes and biohacking and ultra performance and personal mastery and all these
buzzword bingo.
And all these new ways of achieving. Because here's the thing, we all still have desires, we all still do dream, but
sorry, I'm laughing because of my latest article that we've had to put a graphic warning on.
Yeah, absolutely. But there are those who dream and there are those who do. So you are such a wonderful example of somebody who does. You have the most incredible life. You've had an incredible life, which we haven't got time to talk about. But we're
then go.
Going to send people to find out more. We're going to send people to the magazine. You are at the moment in South America on a world tour. You're a beyond digital nomad. I mean, digital nomad is for beginners when we're for multi-best-selling author coach, incredible pioneer, and you're a leader. You are one of my leading ladies. So on a day-to-day basis, what is it, Dawn, that gets you to go above and beyond? When you look around at the madness, what is it that helps you go above and beyond?
Well, I don't pay attention to any of it, Jenni. Like, that's just not my story. That's not my world. I'm not going to live inside a world that just doesn't resonate with me. And like this morning, it was really cold. It was really hard to get out of bed because it was so cold here in the mountains. 2,700 meters above sea level in winter. I am not built for the cold. I mean, you can see I've got this big chunky scarf on at the moment, but I don't pay attention to any of it. I don't listen to any of it. I haven't watched or read. Haven't watched TV in about 15, 20 years. Has no interest for me. I don't read toxic, trashy magazines that you find here, there, and everywhere. And if it's not feeding my mind or my soul with the positivity and the motivation, then why am I even doing it? You know, like, I mean, I wrote something recently that, you know, even down to the thing about, you know, food. If it's not benefiting your body and healing your body and driving you forward, if you feel tired after you've eaten something, you're eating the wrong things. If you feel tired in your life, it's not because you haven't had any sleep, it's because you're doing the wrong things. You know, I pack up my life every 7 to 10 days. I'm in the process of packing up now to head to my next location. And it's going to be so hot. I can't wait. But I just asked myself, am I being the best version of myself? Was today a good day? Have I made right the wrongs I've done? Have I done everything I set out to do? And I don't play the comparison thing. I think that's absolutely pointless. I set a goal. I really want to go do this. I really want to go do this. And whilst I'm going off and doing all those crazy things, lots of other opportunities, you know, present themselves. I mean, just 2 years ago, I set sail across the Atlantic for 3 months. Some of the most beautiful spots in Brazil. I've seen glaciers, like the largest river valleys, and I'm just like, what the holy moly? Like, this is my life. I want more of this. So I go and be more, because the more I be and the more I serve others and the more I share this, then other people get to have something positive in all the mundane diatribe, toxic narratives that are being floated around. So, you know, happy days.
When you started out on this quest, it wasn't an easy decision because you left 2 teenage sons back in the UK. Well, you left everything actually. You just went took a backpack. You still have got a backpack, just a backpack. Same backpack.
17 kilos.
But you're absolutely right. And our main man Robin Sharma talks about this so much, about the cult of mediocrity and what it takes to unleash your genius and follow your genius and make your life a monument to something useful or something momentous or something that is going to be of service. And you certainly do that because you care deeply about social issues and justice, and you read a lot about it, masses about it, and you get involved and you wade in where you wade right, and shake up molecules where they need shaking. So you for me are an example of a true change maker, and not just somebody who sits in an office talking about it. Talking about it. You are a true change maker. And you know, this is what it takes. Sometimes it's effing scary.
Yeah, it is.
You wake up in the morning and you go, what am I doing? Like,
oh no, I don't get scared about that. I get scared about, like, you know, what if my boy, and I think you mentioned my boys, I did leave them. But there was a very good reason why I left them. I was pretty broken 4 years ago. I couldn't be the mother I wanted to be for them. I couldn't even be the woman I wanted to be. I needed to step away. And by stepping away, I've allowed them to step up. I've allowed their dad to step up into being the father that he wanted, you know, because a lot of the time as mothers, we squash the father. We push him out of the nest. We don't give him a say. But me stepping away has allowed him to step up. And social justice is something that I'm really highly passionate about, but it's not the dirty, skanky, tying yourself to a tree, lying down in the middle of the road kind of social justice. It's that higher consciousness level of social justice. It's, you know, if we want to change narratives, we need to change ourselves first. We need to change what we're eating, what we're reading, what we're speaking, how we're feeling. We need to change our environments. And, you know, people think social justice and human rights are traumatic. But, you know, it's like one of the books I'm writing at the moment, you know, obviously other than the digital nomad book that I'm writing, which again is not, like you say, I'm not a normal digital nomad. It's like, what have I learned about the history of these places, the languages of these places, the feminism in these places? What have I learned about all of subcultures of the subcultures and the small cultures? one of my PhD is in international law and social justice, but it's not from a very typical standpoint. And I've had to do a lot of negotiating with Oxford University to allow them to let me do it, because I am not in Oxford. It's about getting creative, and it's about knowing that the thing that scares me the most is that I'm going to let my boys down, that I am not going to be someone who leads them from a space of higher consciousness and saying, you know what, I may be your mum, but I'm not your maid. I am not here just to serve you. And my youngest, when he was 11, he goes, Mummy, you're not here just to serve us. You're here to serve the world. You've got to go do this. And he was 11. And I still remember that. So in the days when it gets a bit challenging, when I miss them hugely, like you probably feel the emotion coming up now, or for, when something happens and I feel like I can't get on with and do this, it's like, my boys are watching. Get your ass out of bed, get on with it. Your boys are watching. Your nieces are watching. I've got 3 beautiful nieces, and for all the women who died for me to live the life I live, all throughout the generations, all my ancestors, the women that have gone before us, that have created amazing businesses and amazing social justice projects, if I do not honor myself by honoring them, then I am dishonoring them. They died and they set a path for us women to lead and to have an empowered life. And by not living a beautiful, empowered life, we are dishonoring so many women that went before us. I ain't going to be part of that gang.
I love that, and it is such a beautiful example of what preeminence is, because let me just touch on that, because anybody who's listening to this might go, what the heck is preeminence? Not something to do with the Pope or just something papal, and it's not. Preeminence actually means your best you living your highest life. It's the ideal of what we came here to do, is to live our highest life and highest best life, and our highest and best life changes as we grow, and tap into what you just talked about, this knowledge and this wisdom that has come before you and allowed you to keep unfolding towards your own beautiful potential. It is indeed to honor those who go before. So this is why Preeminence and the House of Preeminence and the Posse and everything we're doing is such a contrast to Robin Sharma's Cult of Mediocrity, Netflix coma. Nothing wrong with Netflix occasionally.
Great for Spanish lessons, especially when you're watching Money Heist.
Okay, well, just go for Spanish lessons.
They're all locked down, unfortunately. But yeah, there are certain things my friends will say to me, Dawn, you need to watch this. I'm like, I don't watch it. And they're like, no, you need to watch it. But it was interesting for me to, again, watching something like Money Heist and understanding the writing and understanding the social justice within that, and understanding that these people became heroes. And even around the world, you're seeing these Salvador Dali masks with the red boiler suits. This is why this is the only time I'll watch something like that. If there is, because it's exceptional writing, and as an author and as a writer, and who's someone who's creating documentaries and TV series and movies, as well as books, I have to watch what's popular, what's really resonating with people. And, you say that, House of Preeminence is being your best self. And a lot of people I find, and I know that you'll agree with me on this, they think that preeminence is something that puts us above everybody else. But it's accessible to everybody in any walk of life, in any passion and desire that they have, in anything that they want to achieve. Anyone can be preeminent. They just have to choose it.
Yeah. It is another word. Preeminence is another word for personal mastery or genius, because that's exactly the point that Robin Sharma, who I consider to be one of the world's top leaders on personal mastery and reaching your potential, that he talks about, that whether you're a janitor or a baker or a blacksmith or a mother, or serving food to people in India, if you do it to the best of your ability, and you bring in all of your uniqueness into it, and you're kind to people, and you serve, and you do it with, you know, a wonderful energy and high vibration, of which we're
a
passionate.
humble heart.
Yeah, and a humble heart. Then the world will open its doors to you. I mean,
Yeah, it does. You're like, what?
You've learned that as you've travelled to what others would deem to be dangerous places, and by staying aligned to your vision and completely in trust, you've just met with the right doors opening every time, haven't you?
Yeah, and I've been and this thing, even though I've been in some of the most dangerous places in the world, you know, headphones on, listening to a podcast or listening to my music, singing and dancing down the street as I do, like, people, they're just like, who's this crazy woman in this like bad land of sex, drugs and gun trafficking? And, you know, seeing some of the things I see. I was talking with a friend of mine the other day, and she'd watched this movie, and I was like, huh? Oh, I must be really heartless. I didn't cry. But then I realized that a lot of what I see and what I've experienced in the world has actually desensitized me, because I've had to, because some of the subjects I write about and some of the subjects I speak on, if I hadn't chosen to work on these and focus on these, and I hadn't chosen to be of a higher level of service and take these really traumatic experiences and weave them into something that's more palatable for the masses, and using myself as that conduit so that people have a better understanding of the world and the real problems in the world. You know, I know when I moved out to Egypt and I didn't have all my recycling bins, I had a bit of a meltdown. I was like, oh my God, what a spoilt first world middle class woman you are. You don't have recycling bins. Get a grip on yourself. You know, and it's reminding yourself that my problems or my challenges, they are, in comparison to other people's, they're nothing, and everything that does happen happens for me. It doesn't happen to me, it happens for me, so I can then serve others from a higher space. So just always a good daily reminder.
So what would you say to anybody who is listening and feeling stirred but feeling disempowered or a bit helpless, or just you know, foggy with the white noise, with the pressure of so many world changes, and you know, because it's in a very chaotic state at the moment, and a lot of people are like just hunkering down, going, well, I'll come out when it's all gone away, and you know, and then when the world gets back to normal. But of course it isn't. So what would you say?
There is no normal.
There is no normal. So what would you say to anybody whose heart does beat to creating a better life for themselves and or for others, who feels disempowered, maybe by their family or their society or just the media messages? Is what is it that you can say to somebody right now? You've got,
well, other than go and read my books, because if they don't give you a kick up the backside and motivate you, nothing will. But it just be to switch it all off. Go within, switch it all off. Don't pay attention to any of it, you know, and cleanse your environment. Anyone, I say use the party test. Pretend you're inviting everyone in your space to a party. And if that person responds in a positive, listen to how your body feels. If you feel, oh God, no, they're coming, delete them, move them out of your space. If it's a hell yes, keep them in your space. Because those people that bring you down, those environments that bring you down, I mean, like I said, I haven't watched TV for almost 20 years. I don't read the mainstream. I mean, I am a political reader. I am a scientific reader. But just switch off, just ignore it. The only person you need to be listening to is yourself. And me, obviously.
And me, and the rest of the Preeminent Posse.
Yeah, sorry, ladies, not sorry. Yeah, just listen to yourself. You know, switch off the rest of the world and just go live in your own world. It's so much more joyful. I mean, I giggle every day. I call it giggle therapy. You know, I dance every day. I just love my life. I may not be in a relationship. I may not be with my children. I may not, well, I say a relationship. I'm in the best relationship of my life. I'm in the best, you know, it's with myself. Because I've tuned out the rest of the world. I don't listen to them. And if people want to drag me into conversations, I'm like, eh. Like yesterday, there was a woman here that wanted to teach me how dogs were playing with me. And she wanted to talk to me about how all of this narrative is going on. And I'm like, I don't want to listen to you. If you're paying attention to the narrative, you've got nothing to tell me. Just blank them out. Ignore them.
So,
no room at the inn.
Yeah, listen to yourself above all, and blank the rest out, and go for it. And I would love to invite anybody who's listening to find Dawn online at dawnbates.com and read her books, because they do shake molecules, and that's what makes change, is molecule shaking, and truth bombs are the things that make change, because otherwise it isn't change. And you'll find her on Instagram, Real Ms. Mermaid, and Real Dawn Bates. Real Dawn Bates. And you can follow her adventures there, and also jump into the House of Preeminence Facebook page, House of Preeminence Facebook page. And I also really encourage you, if you are stirred by what you've heard today, to go and get your copy of a free copy of the magazine, which is at, and I haven't done the URL going past the screen thing yet. It's at jenni-p.com. That is Jenny, like this, jenni-p.com/magazine, jenni-p.com/magazine. If you subscribe there, you will get a free magazine every month full of the most incredible advice, wisdom, tips, tools, techniques, resources, gifts, so much from our Preeminent Posse, who are there with topics, all sorts of topics. We've got relationships, we've got communication, we've got energy, we've got nutrition, we've got body, we've got style. What else have we got?
We got graphic content this month.
We've got graphic content this month. Yeah.
Blooming guidelines. We've got content in there that, you know, even for those of us who have been in business 22 years and do the inner work, you know, there's always something in there that I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, I forgot about that. Oh yeah. You know, I've not heard it said in that way. And that really resonates, because even though a lot of the stuff that we hear or we read, we know, it's the way in which we've all delivered it. But the thing is, it's like, when you consider, if you were to work with any of us on a one-to-one, you wouldn't get the content we give you in that amount. We're giving you free content that will probably cost you tens of thousands.
Tens of thousands.
I mean, some of us don't work with people for less than 5 figures. Some of us don't work with other people for less than 6 figures. So for you to get our content and our insights for free, yeah. If that's not being of service, then I don't know what is. Looking a gift horse in the mouth, as my mother used to say.
Yeah. So get yourself over to jenni-p.com and you will find our whole posse. In fact, stay tuned, because on a Wednesday, because our posse are going to come back. I'm sure Dawn will be back, and some more of our amazing leading ladies. And I just want to underline this yet again. Everybody says they want change. Everybody says, yeah, I want a better life. I want a better body. I want a better relationship. I want a better revenue. And not many people do. So for you to be able to have the posse to support you, behind you, championing you is a true gift, and it's our pleasure. So
it is. And we're not the kind of people that say, oh yeah, connect with us, reach out to us and follow us, and then we're the ones that ignore you. No, we will connect with you. We know what it's like, you know. We're not those divas out there that, you know, want you to follow us just to gain the vanity metrics. We actually want to serve you, and we want to speak with you, so connect with us.
Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this if you are listening or listening to the replay. And yes, we will be back next week with another Preeminent Posse Wednesday, Preeminent Powwow. And thank you, Dawn, for talking about what it takes to go above and beyond.
You're very welcome.
We all need a reminder every single day. That is the only way that change happens. So a big hug to you and a big kiss in South America from France, and take care to everybody who is watching today. Thank you so much for your attention, and I hope this has been of service to you. And we also send lots of love to you wherever you are.
Yes, lots of love. Ciao, ciao.